Golf games often sit into two different distinct areas. You've got the hyper-realistic sports ones, where it's real courses, real people, and you're trying to be as realistic as possible. Or you've got the party sort, like party golf and golf with your friends, where it's all about multiplayer craziness. A Little Golf Journey takes an entirely different route and creates a Zen puzzle experience, and I absolutely adore it. I've been playing it for several hours, got sunk into it at the ridiculous hours of the morning and couldn't put it down. And the reason for it is that it's taken the stance of just because I'm being Zen doesn't mean I'm not challenging too. And that's what I really love about it. In A Little Golf Journey, you've got over 100 holes to complete, and they're split across 10 different locations, and you'll be travelling across them in this beautiful overworld map that as you get to new locations and complete the hole by getting at least 1 star, but you could get 2, 3 or 4 depending on how quickly and minimal shots you complete the hole in. The overworld beautifully colours itself in and everything becomes vibrant as it goes along. There's also a kind of overarching story about 2 lovers sending love letters back and forth to each other, and the different worlds kind of reflect their moods as they go through a bit of a rough patch in their relationship. But it's largely sugarcoating for the real juicy stuff of the game, which is the golfing. What I love about this game is that each hole is initially viewable from a 360-degree camera that you can just rotate and move around inside the hole. And what this allows you to do is to spot alternative paths for you to take, because there's never just one route around these holes. Shortcuts, hidden kind of alleyways that might be less around like, oh, there's a piece of greenery here. It's about trying to shoot between gaps in trees and things like that, because that might stop you going around a dogleg, for example. You can just go straight through something. You can also look at potentially some of the monuments and lighthouses and pyramids and all of those kind of things that are in the levels to be used as almost like a rebound sometimes as well. And also because some of the different terrains have very different physics, you need to kind of take that into account as well and test some of the things out. The other thing that I really love about A Little Golf Journey is that it is one of the best ways of using a really simple and easy to grasp user interface and a really simple control scheme to be easy to pick up but difficult to master. And this is the real crux for me. Whenever you're lining up a shot, you move around where you want to go with the analog stick, and it's got this kind of circle of where your ball will land. And inside that circle, the actual place where your ball will land kind of rotates around in an infinity loop, kind of bouncing back and forth. Now, if you're trying to get a shot in the hole, it's only going to cross where that hole is very briefly, and it will light up when it does so. So it's giving you some kind of visual feedback so that you can press the shot button and the rest is done for you. You don't have to think about, oh, am I going to get 100% power? That's all taken for you. It's about lining it up and making sure that you press it at the right time. You can have a power shot, which will take your ball a bit further, but it then widens up and speeds up that infinity loop. So you're going to have slightly less of a chance to have something line up perfectly. And obviously it's going to be bouncing a little bit harder and going further as well. Now, when you hit into, say, gravel or sand, or you're on stone or something like that, the trajectory of where you're going will be smaller, but also the kind of circle and that infinity loop will be going really, really fast, and it'll be really wide as well, because you're a bit crazy and you're not able to be so zen in the way how you send stuff out. So it's got all of that crucial golf stuff in there, but just in a way that's visually really easy to pick up and understand if you don't have a clue about golf at all and you're just here for cutesy fun and puzzles. To slow down that infinity loop, you can also use the focus button, which allows it to stay still, and then you can manipulate and move around the dead centre of where you want something to land, and that can be really handy for when you're chipping things in or trying a long distance shot to try and get something to hit just in front of the putt hole so that you can then get it in the cup. Putting is also hugely simplified, so all you need to do when you get onto the green is just work out, and it will tell you with a blue line where your putt ball is going to go. You just need to line it up to make sure that it crosses over into the cup, because it takes into account all of the hills and gradients on the call screen itself. So really, really simple. And I like that because this game is about trying to work out the shortcuts, the nifty ways to get around the terrain, ways to find hidden secrets around everywhere to kick off unique challenges. It's not around that, oh my God, I've done so well and then my putting went wrong at the end. Putting is the least of your concerns in this game because it's nigh on automatic, so long as you can get close enough to the hole. The other thing about this game is that it keeps on giving more and more with all of these extra challenges. Inside each of the levels, you have, in almost, I would say half of them, these hidden challenges that you can pick up that open up additional holes or give you additional stars or these kind of weird blue thing collectibles. And they're literally called blue things. It's like they didn't know what to call them either. And what you'll be doing when you trigger these is it then gives you a bespoke challenge in the level. Now, it could be that you need to tee off and do some certain golf shots that could go around a certain arc. And if you don't exactly get that arc, which is shown to you with like an arc of orbs, then you fail. Or it could be that you need to go all the way around various different bits of the golfing hole level, collecting different orbs all over the place. But how you get there and how many shots you take, it doesn't matter. It's against the clock to do it. All of these are interesting and fun. They all bring out different things. And do different styles of stuff too. So some of them are around kind of, can you get your ball over here? And it's like, put it right on top of like a lighthouse. And you're thinking, I don't know how I can get it up there. It's really quite interesting how it uses it up constantly over the course of the game. I was also slightly worried that with 100 holes the game might get a little bit fatigued, but what it starts to do in the latter third of the game is bring in weather effects, and it completely changes how the game plays. Because up until then, every shot that you take is just a straight direct forward shot. And then what the levels start to do when the wind and the sandstorm start to come in and the low cloud and the dark night levels, they're all around how you can hook and curve ball around like ruins of castles and things like that, or going around a pyramid, for example, is one of the levels. So you're just thinking, yeah, you've really thought about how you can keep dropping and increasing the complexity of the game as it goes through. It plays well, it looks well, it sounds great. I have zero issues with this game whatsoever. It has been an absolute joy to play it. I've lost several hours to it already, and I'll be going back to get as many stars as I can. There's 400 stars to collect, 61 blue things as well. So it will take a ton of time, because when you complete the game, you can do it with just getting over about a third of the stars, and then it's about going back and trying to perfect things if you really want to get that high score. And believe you me, plenty of those holes are an absolute puzzle to me, and I was sitting there kind of going, for ages, trying to work out how I would do it, and then I would still need some of the skill and timing to make sure that it would happen. Yeah, as you can tell, glowing recommendation, easily, and bold statement, one of my favourite golf games I think of all time. Genuinely love it that much. I'm going to be diving back in this evening. Written review will be over on higherplayinggames.com tomorrow. Until then, you guys take care, and I hope this review is informative. Bye. Higher Plane Games is part of the Higher Plane Network, a completely independent media outlet supported by people like you. The goal is to create the best possible content that cultivates a richer indie scene for games as well as music and entertainment. To find out more and to get involved, visit patreon.com/higherplane-network. Your support makes all the difference, and in return you'll gain access to bonus content and downloads. Thank you for watching.